Hello there, everybody. This is Cholera, and welcome to a third commentary in the series between MBC Hero and Samson Khan. Rise and I are going to be commenting on Stork versus C, commentating on Stork versus C. I can't believe I said commenting. I got a lot of messages being like, this is great commenting. I'm like, are you referring to your own comments? Or are you referring to my voiceover of the StarCraft game? It's commentating, I guess, but, you know, whatever. All good. Wow. It seems that Stork has beaten the crap out of C quite a few times in the past. 8-3 is their lifetime record. So Stork, you know, the 2-1 record over Sweaty Hand C, who is preparing his hands for the deluge that's about to come out of them, out of his pores by the time the game starts. He is known as Sweaty Hand C for a reason, and you can tell he has a soaking wet green towel inside of his booth. And he's getting ready to start sweating out some sweat, basically. We'll see what happens here in this Protoss versus Terran.
Yeah, well, he's certainly going to be experienced. Get this, a sea of sweat. Oh, boom! There we go. All right, had to get that one in.
Oh,
and I mean, especially facing against a player like Stork. I think I'm going to start calling C Pit Stain. You guys ever watch Pete and Pete? You might know what I'm talking about. Pit Stain himself is playing Stork.
No, these kids
are playing
way too young for that. These kids have watched like...
You're probably right.
They were watching like Blue's Clues at that time.
Or Dora the Explorer, because that's how young or old.
Yeah. Oh,
we're
man.
Alienating our fans. All right, sorry guys. Anyway, these two are playing in
guys.
Heartbreak Ridge, and look at that. We already see a probe getting outside of Stork's base for quite possibly a proxy, which could mean trouble for one of the two players, or both, who knows. And you know, Stork can be sneaky. He's not, I wouldn't say he's known for cheese by any means.
Definitely.
In fact, I usually see other players cheese him a lot, and I mean, he's great at defending cheese, I think. But we'll have to see what he's able to pull off here. It looks like I just watched this game, I swear. I didn't actually watch this game. I just watched another game where we saw the same exact strategy. But we'll have to see if Stork's actually able to pull it off. I can't even remember who played that last game. But Stork, wow, he's not even making probes. So this is a serious cheese right here. He's got 6 mining. He's got the 1 out on the field. So he's going for a real quick couple of gateways. This is going to be intense.
Definitely interesting. He is going to go for the earliest gateway possible. I don't know what count it might be, 8 or maybe 9 gate, but certainly is a fast gate. And
7.
Base 7? Wow. I don't really play Protoss, so I don't know that much about cheese. Oh, I think he's trying to... Oh, he is going to steal the gas. I thought he was almost faking stealing the gas, but he's really going for the gas also, which means basically that Stork's going to have a horrible economy, but he's going to have a very powerful early attack that won't be easily defended at all by Sweaty Hand C, and we're going to have to see if his sweaty hands can micro him you know, into victory here. Otherwise, you know, it could be a very fast and brutal game. But basically, I remember C actually played Stork, I believe it was like 3 OSLs ago in a small series, or at least in one game. And Stork also proxy revered him to death. And so I think Stork's general game theory is that he likes to play standard against players who will try to cheese him, and against very standard conventional players like C Shield, I think he likes to go sometimes for a cheese, test them and see what, you know. Because C's game is really a macro game, so why would Stork want to necessarily play the macro game? He might want to play the low econ game, the cheese game. Anyway, it looks like Stork is going to have a lot out first. Zealot out. Not a lot. Well, a lot, yes. Anyway, Zealot out, and it's going to go right into C's base. C just is going to realize there's something suspicious going on. There's no way a Zealot should be in there this quickly. Marine shoots the probe, and then it's going to hide in between the barracks and the command center. Nice positioning there, of course. And it looks like Stork is just going to go right for the SCVs. The Marines positioned really well, though. So, I mean, let's see how Stork follows us up, because, like I was saying, his economy is going to be terrible if he can't finish C off right now.
Well, the one thing that he's got going for him is that now he's got a second Zealot in there, and that second Zealot is what's going to cause the issues for C. I mean, basically, he's got to make the decision, does he attack one and try to avoid the other? I mean, this is where the micro really becomes difficult. And now, look, they're out of range of the one that has the great position, and he's got another building next to the
he needs a bunker, man.
Refinery that he just put down to do it again. But yeah, you're right. He definitely does need something more. He's losing SCVs, although slowly. Now there are 3 Zealots in his base. base. He's just lost another SCV, so Stork is putting himself in a good position. While he's very economically behind right now, the fact that he's doing as much damage as he is economically back in return to C is going to keep him certainly in this game, even if he doesn't win the game strictly by this cheese. And it looks like he's about to start losing a couple of Zealots as they're getting pretty weak. Although it looks like he's got 4 Zealots in there now, and there are only 2 Marines. So
wow.
Building placement or not, this is going to be very difficult. No, there's 3 Marines out there now, and I mean, Stork's got to be careful. He's got a lot of very damaged Zealots in that base, and you can see him clicking on 2, 3 of them are in the red, but he has kept them alive, and oh no, 1 goes down, second one may go down. It looks like he may actually take out another Marine there, but again, that's the thing. That's melee units versus range units right there. Typical. I mean, now that factory is going to go down, and so C is going to survive this without much of a problem. He's going to lose another SCV building that factory, but all in all, he's in pretty decent shape, and so really, it looks like both these players are actually going to be pretty even after all is said and done.
Well, I actually would say that Stork is maybe a little bit behind in terms of resources, but he's definitely ahead in terms of tech right now. He's already got cores spinning and maybe halfway done, whereas C is barely on he's not at his factory even yet, although he might have a slightly higher worker count. I don't know if that's true or not, but anyway, he is going to be facing a lot of pressure. He feels like he has the need to put down a bunker also, and he's going to have that bunker there, kills off the Zealot, and now the Dragoon going to kill off the SCV, but now he's finally got his factory up. He can reset, kind of, and it's going to be interesting because Stork has a vulnerable gateway up there that could be lost relatively soon, but I think overall Stork is slightly ahead at this point, and once he gets his range up, as the observer's trying to show us, he's going to be able to outrange that bunker and going to be able to just rain down upon it with his Dragoons on the high ground. So, you know, Stork, of course, knows that C is going to get a tank out, so we'll see what Stork decides to go for next. Really, the initiative is in Stork's hands at this point.
Yeah, I agree with you for sure. It's just the question is, what will he be able to do? What damage can he incur from this point? What tech choices will he make? It looks like he's actually considering going for a expansion at this point as he tries to hide a probe from the scouting SCV. The scouting SCV not really going to find out all that information, all that much information. There's the tank right there, using the barracks, floating it up, which is definitely very clever in order to get some free shots off. So that's going to actually push Stork back a little bit, and the only thing that Stork's going to have going for, oh, look at that. C is mining out the minerals
Sneaky.
at the back of the base. Yeah, sneaky C right there is going to be able to throw some vultures back there, and there's his command center. So he is going to expand, and so if he can pull off a nice vulture harass, I mean, he's going to be in a good position, I think, especially now that he even though he had the tech advantage, C had the tech. There's those girls again. Who are they? Even though he had the tech advantage, you know, he's kind of letting it go at this point because C just put up a very solid defense that, you know, a very nice Terran Turtle that's going to be very difficult for Stork to break. So Stork definitely has to get in this, try to take the lead, try to slow down the expansion, and he double expands. Oh my God. Ballsy Stork, so we'll have to see how this plays out.
Double expand, the classic double expand, when you don't even wait for one of your nexuses to finish before you put down the second one. But I think it's very possible C knows about it. I didn't see the little battle in the upper right or whatever happened to that SCV up there, but I'm pretty sure he knows about it. He was mining there, of course. And so C, you know, we'll see how he reacts. Will he choose to go for another expansion quickly? Will he choose to build a lot of factories and try to finish it off? We'll see. And by the way, I hope you guys are happy that we are indeed pointing out the hot girls when we see them. I know sometimes we get a lot of comments that are like, you didn't see that, you didn't mention anything when we saw that girl at like 10:31. Yeah, we mentioned it, all right? We mentioned it. That's for you, person who has bad vision, who needs people to tell you when there's a hot girl. I mean, why do we have to mention it? But anyway, I guess it's for the seeing impaired who then press their face into the screen to see the Korean girl. But anyway, double expand there for Stork. And
you know, porn's pretty easy to find online, so I mean they shouldn't be looking that hard at Korean girls on a Starcraft.
That's really hard. Yeah, but the Korean girls.
Oh, do not go there. That's what she said.
Anyway. What? Alright, well. Anyway, tank. 2 factories, that's what I'm seeing.
Yeah, and it looks like that SEV is going to rescout the base of the top right. He's going to run into a pylon wall, though, and he's going to realize that no vulture harass will be very effective over there, especially if a couple of cannons go for Stork. So Stork really now certainly is in a very good position. Now he's got a couple of observers coming out as well, so even if he's playing it very safe at this point, I'd say. The fact that he did some damage early on, and now he's trying to seal the deal basically by playing a standard game, because he must feel that he's ahead, and I'd say that right now he is ahead with the 3 bases against the 2, and the second one of C's doesn't even have that good of saturation in terms of SCVs. He's definitely a little bit behind. Now he's actually putting down another command center of his own. But Stork, with that observatory out, he's gonna be able to see, or the observer, he's gonna be able to see exactly what's going on. And I'm curious if he's gonna go for Reaver tech. Right now it looks like he's sticking with straight ground game. There's the Citadel right there. All right, so maybe we'll see some Templar tech coming out, which could be very useful. And a couple of vultures getting caught out in the middle of the field. And it looks like, I mean, Stork going to see all this, but it looks like C's trying to push out, trying to defend both bases. This is the interesting part about Heartbreak Ridge. These ridges make it extremely difficult to defend these 2 bases, the natural and the second natural, because the second natural is pretty far away from the natural, and you have the ridges, and there's multiple ways to get there, so it's just very difficult for any race to really defend well. But Stork doing a very good job with the pylon wall, taking out the main harassment method of the Terran player. So that was brilliant on his part. Whereas C, he's forced to put up a very long wall, which is just going to be more difficult to deal with. And I'm sure he'll be able to figure something out with his tanks to really push him out. And but Stork, I think, is going to have a little bit of a tactical advantage in terms of flanks to take that wall out. And there is a Stargate. I wonder if we're going to see some Arbiter tech or what.
Yeah, it's probably going to be Arbiter Attack, it seems, and you know, this is a very interesting map. I actually would say for Terrans, it's not that bad. They're probably obviously the race with the longest range units, so they can sort of get some defense over that valley. But I do agree though that Stork seems to protect himself very well this game. And oh, look at that, another nice pylon block. Although he's not going to be able to kill that mine until he gets an observer in there, and then he can build his nexus. Anyway, Stork and C both are playing a very macro style here. Stork deciding to just pick up, you know, not to attack C. I think perhaps C would rather him try to attack right now without a formed up army. But he is going to just pick up his own 4th base. Now C pushing forward with just 2 tanks here. I think he's just going to try to establish a position right there, and that position, if he can get that low ground there, that will protect both entrances into his 2 expansions. But on the other hand, that is on low ground, and it is pretty vulnerable space. It's a pretty easy place to attack coming down both sides, so it's a risky spot to take. Let's see what happens, though. There's a lot of different strategic choices these players can make, and that's what it's going to come down to. Oh, it's actually Stork is going to go Pterodactyl Protoss. I love it when he goes Pterodactyl Protoss. Of course, he's the master of carriers. Man, back in the day before Flash, he used to go carriers against like everybody. He used to like play against like Zerg and just go carriers every game. But then Flash ruined everything with his +1 armory upgrade. And then Zerg's discovered like Scourge and stuff, and that also taught Protosses how to beat carriers. So basically Flash destroyed the world for Stork for a while, but Stork is great at carriers, and C is no Flash, so we'll see. I love it when carriers come out now. Remember, there used to be carriers every day back in like 2007, and now we never see them. It's all Flash's fault.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. Actually, I remember the first few games where Flash just destroyed Stork and his carriers on like Rush Hour 3 or one of those maps where he just completely owned everything that Stork was able to throw at him. Yeah, that one too. I remember that one too. And so 3 carriers producing most, it could be scouts too, you never know, but most likely 3 carriers producing, and actually very significant ground army for that matter. It looks like he's going to straight up push out right now. Some zealots in the mix, some mine drags going on.
Nice drop.
This is going to be really bad.
God.
I mean, he may not even need,
Sick
he
drop.
doesn't even need carriers. He's just taking everything
Manly
out with
drop
the
there.
Yeah, that was fantastic bombing, and really, he's just taking out the entire ground force of C, and this could be GG right here. I don't know if C's going to be, he's already taken SCVs off the line. Sweaty Hands C's hands are slipping off his mouth because he's sweating so damn bad, and he can't grab his little handkerchief to wipe him off. So, GG coming from C. Wow.
GG.
Before the carriers can even be uncovered. Nicely done by Stork. Fantastic game.
Fantastic, I gotta say. And this shows you how bad that position is that C took. The strategic, the strategic implications of that position basically means you must be well defended as a Terran player. You gotta have mines, you gotta have turrets, and he didn't have either. And that low area is so hard to defend, as you can see. Attacks just come down the hill. He didn't even get to shell the units before they actually were within range. So I mean, there's a whole lot of things wrong with C's game at that point. Although I gotta give it to Stork too, with those speed lots and that manly shuttle drop. I gotta say that was some Reach-esque games. And there's Frozine again. Frozine recently suffering from
the cue ball.
The constant bad hair days caused by the fact that he dyed his hair too many times. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. But anyway, Firebat Hero's coming up in the next game. So, Rise, are you excited?
Woo!
Yeah, Rise is excited. We're going to be watching him
can't wait to
fight
watch
against
this game.
someone
Look
called...
at them lining up.
Oh, man.
Is that Firebat Hero right there?
Yeah, he's shaking hands with Hune. He's probably going to try to humiliate him in some way soon. So, we'll be looking forward to that. There's the man, Firebat Hero himself.
GG, Pit Stain.